Well, hey folks, listen, I'm gonna try something a little bit different here. I know. Go figure. I get easily distracted, so I'm gonna try something different. And I recorded this video while riding my motorcycle. So I'm kind of merging the two. I love to ride my motorcycle. I like to talk about disc golf, and so they're coming together. Caveat: when I start talking about this, I mention Sullivan Tipton and Kevin Kiefer, and I am not focusing on them. I'm not talking about them. I'm talking about the overall group of disc golf players and professionals. So do not think that I am singling them out and saying these are the guys, because there's a whole slew of them. As a matter of fact, it was almost everybody at some point during the day. And you know what? It would flex up and down. Somebody would be very positive and then they would crash and get very negative. And that's the same thing that I'm seeing in my life and the life of a lot of other disc golfers. And so I wanted to talk about the mental toughness that it takes to compete in disc golf. And so I hope this is a good way to get us discussing some things with a little bit different way of presenting it. And I hope you like it. And I hope to see. Oh, crap. I did it again. I meant to say, and we're all going to talk about it right after the intro.
All right. So what I want to talk about on this ride is mental toughness, or how I'm noticing the mental game is so important alongside the physical game, the skill set. And the last two professional tournaments I've caddied for both Sullivan and then Kevin Kiefer, I've noticed, and it's not just with them. First of all, let me say, I'm not just focusing on them. I got to play with a lot of different pros, and to watch the negative self-talk and how they would run themselves down, I think it's telling about all of us. Because you would think once you reach kind of a pro level, you're like, okay, I've got a lot of this nailed down. And I think it's something that's hindering a lot of us. And it was funny because I came right back from the Music City Open and was taking photographs and walking around with some of the pros here at Mega Bowl. And I found the same thing, the negative talk, but also how when the pressure was applied, the shots that most of these guys could make with their eyes closed became a bigger deal. And so one of my quests, or that I've been wrestling with, is how do we deal with the negatives that they're hindering us, that are encumbering us in our game? And so I don't think, I know I don't have the answers, but I think this is a good thing to start talking about how we can develop mental toughness and what we can do to help overcome the negative that's holding us back. As you know, if you've watched my channel, I hate competition. I hate tournaments. And a lot of it has to do with my own negative self-talk and just where I am a lot of times emotionally, or just how I see things. I have a general nihilistic attitude towards my game, and I feel like I'm waiting for everything to just fall apart. And a lot of that comes from stuff in our past. You know, we carry a lot of our junk into our games. And so some of it is, you know, we practice, we do field work and stuff like that, but some of that is to get healthier mentally and emotionally. And for some of us, that's going to definitely mean counseling. That's going to mean dealing with some of the stuff that we don't want to talk about, that we don't want to deal with. I'm a firm believer in having other people speak into your life and help you to deal with things that you may have blind spots to. Nice stop sign there, buddy. You know, have other people come alongside you and tell you the things that you can't see, both good and bad. A lot of times we need that person to tell us the good things that we just can't see, because we tend to devolve into negativity. And so that's kind of where I want to go with this. To be honest, I've pulled a lot of stuff together and been trying to wrestle with this. And I don't feel worthy to really start giving advice. And let's face it, I'm just a dude on YouTube. I have no credentials to be able to help you with this stuff. It's sort of like when you're looking at people on YouTube trying to tell you how to throw and how to fix your form and stuff like that. Always check their credentials and vet them out. Don't just try something because somebody promises it's going to give you another 500 feet of distance, et cetera, et cetera. Check, do they have the credentials to back up what they're saying? Or did they just start a YouTube 3 months ago and they haven't looked at the long-term effects of what that kind of throw is going to do to the body? You know, side rant, we're doing a lot of stuff without looking at how it's going to impact us on the long run. I think in our quest to get further, faster, better, we may be shortchanging ourselves in the long run. There used to not be that pressure. It was come out and let's have fun and play the game, but also not be pushing so hard. But now that there's money, there's popularity, there's all this stuff coming into the game, the pressure is like these other professional sports where we're just pushing kids and ourselves too hard, too fast. And we're starting to see more and more injuries and more problems because of that. So on the same side, here's the deal. We love the game of disc golf, but as soon as we start keeping score and we start competing and we start valuing and judging ourselves, and that's a key point. Once we start placing value on who we are based on how we perform, we're going to be tied up with all kinds of negative stuff that can come in and wreck us. And one of the best ways to counteract that is to know who you are and be secure and at peace with who you are. And you know where I stand on a lot of this, that I think that the most important thing in this game is to become a better person, not just to become a better player. And at the end of 5 years, you know, you're still looking at these stupid videos. I hope you're a better person and that people like you and you like yourself and you are at peace with who you are as a person, so much more than who you are as a disc golf player. Because this is a game, and it's an awesome game. But as I say so often, disc golf is a terrible god if you're using it to justify your value and your worth. And the strength of your arm and the ability to make a putt or to flick or to drive is what gives you the worth out on the course and to make friends. That's not gonna last. But if you're a man or woman of character that is serving and loving others out on the course and off the course, that's gonna be something you're gonna carry with you far beyond that. And it's also gonna take a lot of the pressure off when you go into these tournaments and these games, because you step up to these shots and go, you know what? If I make it, if I don't make it, it's not the end of the world because my family loves me. I've got other stuff going on. But if this game is the biggest thing in your life, if you have a great game, you're feeling great. If you have a bad game, you're feeling bad. If this is everything, then man, yeah, you better do well all the time because you don't have room to mess up. And I think that's where I want to go with this. I'm gonna probably drag this out more in upcoming videos. Try to open it up a little bit more and figure out some other stuff that we can talk about. But I just kind of want to get the conversation going of how much are we relying on this sport or even other sports to determine our self-worth. I've said it before. If you can't be whole without disc golf is not going to make you whole. It can show you things, and it can bring out some neat things, and it can bring out some bad things. But you've got to decide how much this game is going to bring value to your life. All right, guys, well, I've made it to the course, and I think that'll do it for today. And I hope to see you out here at the course. Take care.